I'm gonna just throw out this out there, and I was going through it, and first and foremost, it's funny that Patriot Front has traded in white masks for the white Gators, right? Some things never really change.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but they can all get fucked. They can fuck all the way off. Do
Yeah.
the world a favor and go to either wash your mouth out with buckshot or take a fucking razor blade bath. You seriously though, let's say that Donald Trump succeeds in burning it down, which is what a lot of them are counting on, right? Because they want to start anew. How does that look? What's that look like in the end?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, eventually there's nobody left, but the hate never stops, right? Hate can never be satiated. It's never full.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to hate what? The white people with red hair? You're going to hate the white people who have a southern accent or a northern accent. I mean, it never fucking stops. And most of them, the vast majority of them don't understand that they're just fucking pawns in a bigger game. It just fucking blows my mind that these people are still in existence at all.
Mm-hmm.
That somehow they think it'll be a better world when it's just them. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah. And
Bunch
that's
of
this is it's doing this, like, I could not help but think to myself, like, what is up with Tennessee? Why Tennessee?
so I
Right?
researched that. Did you come up with anything?
Well, I don't know that I went specifically looking for that answer, but I did wonder, is this happening elsewhere? So I went to Chat GPT, told it, like, about all these groups in Tennessee and all these groups forming, and asked it to tell me, can you give me examples of this sort of thing happening elsewhere? And the only thing it could provide me was um, the California Forever Project, which again, we talked about that in one of our previous episodes. And then there was this other project in Sonoma County, California, aiming to purchase land to build a town or a network state focused on novel living models. And that's it. That's it. The only other thing it said was they found some posts on Reddit mentioning community creation in Idaho.
I was going to mention
Um,
Idaho. I know that there's and I don't know that it's the way it seems to be growing in Tennessee, but I know Idaho has got a history of some white supremacy issues.
oh
My
yeah,
understanding is that like Eastern Washington State, right there on the state line with Idaho, is apparently pretty bad.
oh
But
yeah.
yeah, what I so I, in my little quick search earlier about why Tennessee is all I could find was that it was because of the history of Tennessee, the history of the
Hmm.
South and the KKK.
Yeah.
I was coming home one day and stopped at a gas station. It's a kind of a national chain gas station, and I was in line, and I want to say it was right after one of our more recent episodes, and it was an episode where we were talking about this issue in the past, and I happened to look up, and a dude in front, and I'm always just like, I'm always wondering, okay, are you that guy? Are you that person? And I saw a tattoo, and I was like, that I bet that's something. So I stuck my phone out and I took a quick picture of it. And that way I could, because I got a horrible memory. And I researched it, and sure enough, it was a fucking white nationalist tattoo. I want to see if I still got it
Mhm.
in my fucking in my
No,
phone.
you sent it to me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, damn, good eye. I probably would not have, like, immediately noticed that,
Yeah,
but
it's just it's fucking insane how prevalent it is. I mean, and again, if I think as a whole, they are a minority in our country, right? As a whole, I do think there's enough of them to be concerned, for people to truly be concerned about it. And again, I don't think that they really are playing this out in their head all the way to the end. If they are, I'd love to know what the fucking end game is.
Yeah, and that's why it's so concerning to me. Look, I don't necessarily just like uh, you know me well enough, I think, at this point to understand that like I am totally in favor of people forming intentional communities and doing their own thing. It's not a new phenomenon. Like, lefties have been doing this for a long time, forming their like little eco village, their little solar communities or whatever the hell. So I'm not necessarily opposed to the notion that people want to come together around certain principles, that they agree on. But what I find highly disturbing about this particular situation, is obviously the hate component. When you get a bunch of hateful people in one, concentrated little place, well, then that's just going to breed probably something rather terrifying. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Oh yeah.
so, um,
And the thing is it's not just that they hate people who aren't white. They hate white people who don't believe like them.
yeah,
You're a race traitor.
yeah,
Fuck you.
yeah. It's depressing because, well, I don't think regular everyday people here in Tennessee have a clue as to how dangerous it is in their backyards. Like, I really don't think they have a clue.
Why? You've why is white supremacy your thing? Why the fuck are you so concerned about other communities of color, of other national descent trying to make it in this country? Are you afraid that you are not smart enough, not capable enough to do it if other people come in here and put forth real effort? Can you not succeed then? Are you that weak? I mean, I know that most of the white supremacists out there already are. Most of them will find a way to be a victim. They are the
Mhm.
biggest fucking victims I've ever seen.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they're just a bunch of little men, and I don't mean little men in fucking physical stature. I mean little men in everything that is valuable, in character, in fucking true heart, in anything worthwhile. They're little. They've got big egos. And that is a
Mhm.
big problem in the country and the world is little men with big egos. But seriously, all these fucking little bitch ass people who are white supremacists who have nothing other to hang their hat on than the color of their fucking skin. Get the fuck out of here, man. Seriously, that shit, I got
Yeah.
just Jesus Christ.
And dude, this isn't even well, this is just barely scratching the surface of what's happening here in Tennessee. I didn't even get to the active clubs, right? I didn't get to the fact that we had a woman, I think it was mayor, she was running for mayor either last year or the year before, who had basically like uh a neo-Nazi like security detail with her, and she openly claimed them. She would not like, rebuke the fact that they were Nazis or anything like that. Like, she just was
That's the
openly
same
like, this
fucking
is my
community.
security.
That's the
Was it
same
Franklin?
community. Yes, that's
Yeah.
yes. I because the article I was reading, I remember that coming up. That is exactly the same community.
Yeah. And other groups coming in from out of state to like, cause problems at the Capitol. Like, I want to say it was, what's it called? Blood something or other. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's like this other hate group called Blood. I want to say Blood Oath, but I don't think that's it. Anyway, my point is that you have hate groups buying up land in Tennessee, and you have hate groups constantly coming to Tennessee to cause problems and harass people. Some people have even been physically assaulted. Um, like I said, there's active clubs, which are these like, um, I guess you could say jujitsu like gym type things where they're basically operating as like fronts for neo Nazis to like gather and train in physical, like hand to hand combat and just martial arts in general. So like there's a ton of that, and that's not just in Tennessee. That's happening all over the country. But my whole point, and what I really hope to drive home to people about this particular segment, is that things are not okay in Tennessee, and people need to know what's happening here, because I don't feel like this is like, yes, Phil Williams out of Nashville has done a really good job covering, a lot of it. But if you're not watching Nashville local news, you don't know this is happening.
Yeah, hats off to that dude. That motherfucker's got some courage. Jesus.
Yes, he does.
I will. I'm just sitting here in the question of why Tennessee. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons that I'm not even thinking about at the moment, but just I can't help but wonder if geographical location isn't a big part of it. Um, One, Tennessee's got a lot of mountain area, so you can kind of have the high ground if shit
Mm-hmm.
falls apart. You also are central of the center of this part of the U.S. So if you think shit's going to fall apart and you're going to try to take over, you may strategically feel like it's geographically the best place.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of natural resources.
Yeah. I think another thing drawing people to Tennessee is just how low the cost of land is here. We don't have a state income tax,
Yep.
and we have really low property taxes. So, for those who are like looking to like build and like, really entrench themselves in their hatred and like have like a base camp, if you will, Tennessee seems to be the place. And anyone who might be listening to this who lives in a different state, I highly encourage you to maybe check into your own state and see what kind of hate group activity is around you in your state, because this is something that has freaked me out for a long time now. And I just don't feel like it's covered enough, either in the mainstream media or even independent media. I mean, I think part of the problem is that we live in such a large country that, with this happening all over the place, it's kind of hard to like bring it all together. You know what I mean? Like to really see it in its like entirety and see like right in front of you. Okay, these are all the places that this is currently happening. Like it's enough to make me think maybe I should move. you know?
Well, so as we talked about in a recent conversation regarding some things that happened in a different aspect of your life, and you were accused of moving into KKK alley. It's America. Fucking America is KKK alley. I don't know that you can truly get away from it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I maybe yeah, you could probably decrease. I'm sure it's not as prevalent in other states as it is in Tennessee, but I'm positive it exists in every state.
Yeah, and you know what? Now that I think about it, I know of a whites only. Like I remember seeing a YouTube video, I guess in the last couple of months, about this like whites only town that's getting started up in Arkansas.
Jesus Christ.
So
Oh
it's
yeah, I
it's
remember
it's
that one. Yeah.
yeah, it's happening everywhere, but I don't know that it's happening to the degree that it's happening here in Tennessee. So yeah.